Hello, my friends. Welcome in. It's episode 5 of our winter wipeout experiment. We are looking at years 11 through 15. Funny thing, I thought I already recorded this, and then I didn't, and then I forgot to release it. So, let's get right to it, shall we? What's happened in the Bundesliga? Hey, who's won? Who's lost? It's been so long since I vacationed through those that I don't remember. Stuttgart has won the league. All right, let's go back. Okay, I got to think about, I think it's 27-28 is the last season. All right, so Hoffenheim, Leverkusen, Leverkusen, Hoffenheim, Hamburg, Stuttgart are your winners of the league. So Bayern's back. Dortmund, you'll notice, not back, my friends. Oh my. Oh my. No Dortmund. Bayern's still hanging out, but towards the bottom, we have completely wrecked them. Dortmund came back and, oh man. Bayern, Hannover, and Dortmund all going down. Amazing. The following season, Fortuna Dusseldorf and Mainz going down. Who came up? FC Union? Don't recognize that one. Oh, that's so crazy. And then they've still not come back. We've killed Bayern and Dortmund, apparently. They're back. Bayern is back for the upcoming season, but Dortmund is done. Okay, so the season before, Hoffenheim won. So let's just take a look at their transfers, because they won again. Of course they did. So we wiped them out. They won again, and then it finally, took impact. And that's curious. Tosun from Everton has become quite the head coach, you could argue. And a lot in Germany. Okay, my friends. That's interesting. All right, 27-28. This is the season after we wiped them out in July of 2027. And after that, did you like that? I already moved my camera. Yeah, so I was already above it. Yeah. Yeah, and it's on Euros too. Professional YouTuber. 45.5 million out. Is that any massive names we know? That's not a name I recognize, but that's not saying much at this point. I mean, we are 10 years in the future, I guess. So 127 million, that's, a big chunk of that. 5.5 for Yilmaz. Yeah, okay, 45.5 out. Another 34 million out. Marcelo Torres going for 18.5. And then Romuald Herman with the double N, 11.75 million euros. And then they stabilize, bringing in 34 million, selling 24.5. But at least it's just 2 players versus a whole slew of players. It's kind of flipped to where they're signing some players. Biggest signing being 7.25 million from Beijing Guoan. Okay. And then the following season, nobody for paid transfers and 4.4 million out. 15.25 in, 12.75 out, relatively balanced. And then the upcoming season, nobody. So kind of balanced out. But I mean, they have weathered the storm. I mean, they've been wiped out now 3 times, and they just now took that hit to drop to 7th. So that's, I think, pretty interesting. And then you see Leverkusen here dropping to 2nd the season after we wipe them out, then to 9th, then battling back to 3rd. So let's go take a look at what would that be? 28, 29? No, we would have wiped them out in July of that year. So they sell 40 million. They bring in nobody. Expected. 27 million to Arsenal Hossein Bandi. I apologize. Almost 6 million for Svanberg. Arsenal coming in and doing some shopping, you could say. But really the big one there, 27, that 40 million in 1 player. Not bad. I mean, in terms of losing tons of players. Then they come back, signing 24 million and only losing 2.7. The biggest signing, was it all in 1 player? 7, 6. What that, I guess. Maybe, I guess it rose to 10.5. 17. Okay, there you go. I was just like, where's the 24 million coming from? And then 14.5 out, 6.75 in. Really just 2 players, though. Not the best. And then going out 1.5 with nobody coming in on that July 1st date. All right. We already looked at Hoffenheim. Hamburg. Okay, so they win the league in 30-31, so we would have wiped them out in July of 31, which is the 31-32 season. And they, okay, just building up to it, 12 million, 8.25, you know, fairly balanced books, and then they sell 9 million. They didn't bring in an entire season, they did not bring in a single player. That is interesting. 3 million to Barcelona, 1.1, 2.9, not massive sell-offs, and then nothing here. Still a local reputation. They're still rich, though. Okay. I mean, their reputation has... Okay, I thought that was their reputation. Yeah, hasn't bounced back now, has it? But they've got 94 million in the bank. I guess we should go back and do that on the other clubs. So let's go do that, shall we? We will here in a second. Stuttgart. We're just about to wipe them out, so I guess nothing... They're like cream of the crop. Let's just see what that looks like now in the future. So 6,000 reputation, and they've got 111 million in the bank. Not that much more than Hamburg. Let's take a look at Hoffenheim here. Now that they've dropped off to 7th, reputation is just local. 1339 has not bounced back, but they've got, isn't that interesting? 67 million in the bank. And you've got a transfer budget of 19.2 billion, and you've got a local reputation, and you probably struggle to bring on anybody. And then Leverkusen that we saw, we wiped them out. They're back to regional, 1.5. You know, that's decent, I guess. And they've got 194 million in the bank. Okay. But, yeah, let's go take a look to see what's happened to Bayern. Oh, my. Look at this run. They're like, yeah, we're cruising along. Yeah, you can wipe us out. We're bouncing right back. Yeah, you can wipe us out. We win it again. Yeah, you... Oh. And then... And then they've not been able to come back. Although they just won promotion from 3rd place. They didn't win the league, it should be noted. So let's go back. I want to see all their transfers from 27-28 on. Just to see how they got on. 25 million in, so they're spending 4.4 out, 11.75 in, 33.5 million out. But really, that's 2 players, 3 players, technically more than that. But you know, but they only bring in a handful, and then 275 grand in. That is it. 29-30. Is that when they got? That was the season they got relegated. So they just, maybe they didn't have the money to spend, and they only sold 1.4 million. First season in the second Bundesliga, 7.25 million in, 9.25 million out. The season they got promoted, 6.25 in, 12 points. So they've been able to kind of do the business, right? Like, even though they're in the second Bundesliga, they're selling players enough to generate, 5-6 million in profit, and now they've earned themselves promotion. They've got a regional reputation. And 218 million in the bank, 58 million in the transfer budget, but they just couldn't attract players. I think that's not hilarious. That's probably harsh, but interesting. Dortmund as well. Look at them fall. Oh, they have been down. I mean, they had one season above in 29-30, and they're back down. So really, since 2024, they've had one season in the Bundesliga. And the reason they got promoted, they finished second. They didn't win the league. So let's go look at their transfers from 27-28. So 4.8, 1.7. Okay, spending. Okay, hold on. Let me look. They got promoted in 28-29. So 28-29. They spent 10.5 million. They sold 2.9 million. They brought in. It's not all one player. So maybe they spread it out to bring in a bunch of good players, or who knows. Then 8 million. 145K trying to stay up, and then it didn't work. And the following season, they sell 23.5 million. Probably players going like, hey, I want to be in the Bundesliga. And 10.5 million out, or they had relegation clauses or something like that. This season, though, 14 million in, 1.5 million out in the 31-32 season, and 0-0. So They came close, but not close enough. And so they've been stuck. And they're working under Mark Bartra, who was a player for them for a season. He was a player for a season with Dortmund, and then he was a player for 12 seasons with Real Betis, and then straight into being the head coach with Dortmund. Now, to be fair, when he came in as the head coach, right, I just make sure I got my dates right, 2031, they were in the second Bundesliga, but still, like, to jump straight into a second Bundesliga squad, good for him. Good for him. That's interesting. And then I also wanted to look at Hannover. Since they've not won, it's just natural consequences, kind of up and down type squad, right? Bounce back, several seasons above and then dropping down. It's just, I recognize that as an actual team, so that I thought was quite interesting. And then let's go take a look at what the second Bundesliga looks like. You got Dortmund, 1860 Munich has worked their way back up, or theoretically, because they went way down and all around. Frankfurt is there. They just got relegated for the first time since 1819. Kaiserslautern is there. Bit of a dip, unfortunately, in real life down to here. They waited 8 years to do that. So that is what is going on, my friends. Let me know. Do you want to see another 5 years of this? It doesn't take me too long to vacation it because I only have one league loaded. Do you want to see if Bayern can return to glory or Dortmund can finally get their way back in? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for your support on this series and everything on the channel. It really does mean a lot. And we'll see you next time. Have a good one.